In today's video, we've got HOBBYPLUS aluminum shock upgrades that we're converting into Mini-Z 4x4 shocks. So you've got some basic shocks. They work, but they could be better. Maybe you even tried to do one of those conversions where you took your Kyosho Mini-Z 4x4 shocks and put oil in them. That kind of works, except they stick easily, they look gross, and they still leak. So we're not going to do that anymore. We've moved on to bigger things. So we've got some HOBBYPLUS aluminum oil-filled shocks, and I've got one of them already installed. I did that before I went on the camera just to make sure it actually worked. You can see we've got two of the original Kyosho parts there, which are the spring retainer and the shock end. So check that angle out. It's pretty steep. Compare that with the angle on the right side and you can see a big difference. Same idea goes here. Just going to press down on the left and right sides. You can see the left side gets pressed down further than the right. And we're going to have that on all four corners. In the slow-mo, you can see that the front shocks are really springy. There's not a lot of dampening, and in the rear, they're a lot better. So let's get rid of these. You'll need two pliers to remove the ball nut from the end of the Mini-Z 4x4 shock shaft. But before you can do that, you'll need a soldering iron or something else hella hot to degrade the Loctite. This might not be as easy as it seems. And now we can use our fingers to get it off the rest of the way. And pull these two parts off and move on to the next one. So here we've got our HOBBYPLUS aluminum shocks. I've already taken one up and installed it as I showed you before. 240071 is the part number for these HOBBYPLUS aluminum upgrade shocks. Seriously though, these things are under $20. The link is in the description. Next step is to ream the holes on the spring retainer so that they fit around the shaft on the HOBBYPLUS aluminum shocks. The hole needs to be just over 2 millimeters in diameter. It should be able to move freely along the shaft. Almost done. So now you're going to want to use your pliers to unscrew and remove the HOBBYPLUS shock end. Now we're ready to put on the spring retainer and shock end from the original Kyosho Mini-Z 4x4. But we need a third part. Can you guess what it is? Something that you'll never expect. It's a nylon nut! That's right. And it screws right on. But there's an obvious problem here. These nylon nuts are quite a bit larger than the shock end that it's going into. Time to do some filing. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other ones. And the last one. And I'm shaving these nuts to about 3.5 millimeters in diameter. You know what time it is? Silicone shock oil time. So we're just going to fill these up real quick. It doesn't need to be amazing. I ended up actually adding some heavier weight oil to make it a little smoother in the end, so feel free to do that. Now time for the final installation. Get yourself some O-rings for the rear, just to keep the shocks as vertical as possible. Now attach the rest of the shocks to the chassis. Drop test. So we're all done, and it looks pretty good, I'd say. It looks like Kyosho made it, actually. And it only costs 25 to 50% of other shocks that are out there. Wonder why that is. It's got a little bit of a sag, which is good. Not too much. I'd probably like a little bit more. But it feels solid. For this build, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to shave off some of the rear fender so that the tires don't rub so bad. But I'll save that for another day. Oh, and one more thing. Let's do a crawl up this inclined Kyosho terrain tile. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll be making more videos like this.